Welcome everybody to another edition of WCW 2006 here in TEW9 as we're continuing on the road to Halloween Havoc, and it's time for Nitro live from Memphis, Tennessee in front of 11,000 people, and the show starts out with Alex Wright coming out to the crowd, Alex Wright coming down to the ring to the boos of the crowd as, they are still chanting Wonder Bitch, as Wright takes the mic and says, Memphis, Tennessee, a city so deeply entrenched in its past, a city that prides itself on living on the past, a city known for a so-called king who died slumped over in his own filth. How fitting, because every single one of you out there tonight are nothing but the same. A bunch of backwards, uneducated, pathetic American slobs clinging on to the past because you have no future. Cue the Wonder Bitch, chants continuing. You people can even chant that ridiculous nickname as it offends me. I am Alex Wright, the greatest second wrestler of this generation. I took out Bill Goldberg. I took absolute Canada to his absolute limit. I also became WCW World Champion, and yet I can be disrespected by the low IQ imbeciles that populate these arenas. Woof whoosh, washy for we shall, week after week after week. I show you my greatness, and yet you do not learn. It is pathetic that I stand here in this ring and do not get the respect I deserve. I should be the one in main events. I should be the one challenging for the World Championship. But yet, the powers that be refuse to give me my chance. Cue Shelton Benjamin music as he comes down to the ring. As he says, Alex, for someone who claims to be the greatest second wrestler in the world, you should reclaim it. I mean, week after week, you're already running your mouth, how we don't respect you, how you're better than everybody, how you deserve more. Before I'm standing, you ain't done anything lately to earn it. You talk about how you almost became world champion, how you almost beat Ken Anderson, how you almost did this and that. But guess what, right? Almost doesn't mean a damn thing in this business. Almost means you lost. And what you are really is just a loser who is crying about losing and losing. But if you're so damn confident in yourself, how about you prove it? How about you step in this ring with me tonight? And I was like, step in the ring with you? Ha. Shelton, let me educate you for a moment. You are a fine athlete, a gifted competitor, but you're not my level. You see, you may be a former nice champion, but I am past that. I'm a wrestling prodigy, and I'll not waste my time with challenges from those beneath me. And I was like, oh, I get it. You're scared. So, scared something in the ring with me, because deep down you know that I cannot wrestle you, that I can match you hold for hold, speed for speed, strength for teeth, if even better. And once that bell rings, you're going to have to do the truth that Alex Wright is not as good as you claim you are. As there's a stare down, as Eric Bischoff's music hits, and he comes down to up to the top of the ramp, and he says, all right, let me call on here. I hate to see all this tension go to waste, especially when we're so close to Halloween Havoc, and beyond that, bound for glory. Alex, I'll be honest, you do make a fair point. You've had an impressive last few years, taking on Goldberg, you're becoming world champion, which Shelton's right too. You haven't exactly been setting the world on fire on Halloween Call lately, so let's pick that, shall we? Next week, right here in Nitro, it's going to be Alex Wright versus Shelton Benjamin, 1-on-1. A big pop for that. And I'll say, nine, this is an insult. A travesty? You want to step in the ring with him? Where's my respect? I should be coming for the World Heavyweight Championship, not be forced to waste my talents against an undeserving. And I was like, oh, one more thing. Remember this match? They get a United States Championship match the night after Halloween Havoc, right here in Nitro, whether Matt Sydal or Ray Leppan is holding the gold. And there's another stare down, and there we go. So, Ray entering gets a 78. Shelton interrupting gets a 79. Bischoff coming out gets a 78. Overall, it gets an 83. Then go to our ring for our opening match, which is Sonny SIaki taking on Jimmy Rave. Honestly, straightforward match here. Rave gets his spots in, but unfortunately, he sort of not really part of the cruiserweight division at the moment, or cruiserweight title scene, and don't got much to say for him. So he comes here, he does his best, but eventually SIaki takes over, hits a big shoulder breaker, and gets a pinfall win here in about 7 minutes. Wrestling rating of 66, crowd rating of 68, over rating of 70. SIaki gets a 65, and Rave gets a 67. Then post-match, as SIaki is celebrating, boom, super kick out of nowhere by Lance Storm, and Lance Storm walks in the Maple Leaf to the cheers of the crowd before the officials come down and break it up. 60, which, is what you expect when you count on Lance Storm to be charismatic. But it's all stuff I was continuing this little TV title fight. And then we're backstage as, Gordy walks in Eric Bischoff's music, and he's like, look, Eric, what the hell's going on? I just heard someone tell me that Great Suzuki isn't even here tonight. So what the hell's going to happen? I was supposed to face him and Shannon Moore and prove how great I am and how I'm the next cruiserweight champion here by beating both their asses right here on Nitro. And Rip Bischoff's like, Ray, look, you're a Southern Spitfire and I appreciate your enthusiasm. Unfortunately, you have some logistical issues. Seems like there's some weather problems out in Japan. Real shame. And Dora's like, So what? I just don't have a match tonight? That's bull. Get more in the ring and I'll kick his ass from one side of Memphis to another. But I was like, no, I would never let one of my premier talents go to waste, especially in just a competitor as fiery as you. So I took the liberty of making a little adjustment. You see, instead of your scheduled match against Suzuki and Moore, I found a new partner for you. New partner for Shannon Moore. And in walks Xavier Creed. And Xavier's like, oh, what's up, Ray? Looks like you got told your mama put sugar in your cornbread. Or something like that. And Ray Warrior like, this is some bull, Bischoff. I was ready to take Suzuki and Morgan, now you throw in Creed. And Xavier's like, funny, I seem to recall you in your mouth about you're the next big thing in this division, so what's wrong? You a little scared? And they're like, all right, let's get hold of ourselves. Look, I admit, this is a little at the last moment. As fun as it would be to just tell you to do it yourself, I think it would be more interesting to have a tag team match. So tonight it's going to be Xavier Creed and Shannon Moore team up to take on the Southern Syndicate of Ray Gordy and Jamie Noble. So fun stuff, 69 overall. Gordy and Bischoff's office gets a 75. Xavier's coming up in gets a 62. Then the tag match gets a 61, so overall of 69. So yeah, fun stuff. You know, it is what it is. As we move forward here on Nitro. Then we're backstage as Jeremy Borash is with the Fallen Angel, and Borash basically asks him, about what's next for him after the feud with the Nest, and Fallen Angel says, Jeremy, for a long time I was lost. The Nest represented the sins of my past, the ghosts that haunted me every time I slipped into that ring. Raven's followers sought to drag me back into the abyss, but I resisted, I fought, and now the war's over. The past has been laid to rest as far as I'm concerned. Because redemption is a journey, Jeremy, not a destination. I don't know where my path leads next, but I will walk it nonetheless. The future is uncertain, but when the time comes, I will be ready. 68, straightforward promo, nothing fancy here. As we move forward here on Nitro, basically, both the Ninkyo of Stacy, Kenzo, and Yang, and Flair, Lashley, and Cesaro are both backstage in Bischoff's office. And Stacy's like, Eric, last week was an absolute travesty. We had Ninkyo poised to make an example out of Evolution, and then what happens? The Nest comes out of nowhere and ruins everything. This was supposed to be our moment, and our moment to prove that this version of Ninkyo is just as dangerous as the previous one. There's like, Bischoff, you listen to me right now. Evolution is the most dominant unit in this company, and those punks sitting jumps around. Let me tell you something, baby. Nobody takes food off the table than Nature Boy and gets away with it. Woo! And there's like, first of all, it's my table, right? Say, well, relax. I get it. Trust me. I was just annoyed as you two wore that the match out ruined. After all, I'm the one that set it up. You know what they say, when life gives you lemons, you make an even bigger match. Which is why next week on Nitro it'll be Evolution versus Ninkyo versus the Nest in a triple threat match. And I was like, all right, Bischoff, that's what I'm talking about. Evolution's about to make these boys famous. Woo! And he's like, oh, trust me, Eric, when Kenzo and Yang done, the Nest won't be anybody's problems anymore. And I was like, glad to hear it. Now all of you get on my office. We have to listen to Flair yell woo at me one more time. Then Flair was again, because of course, 75, not bad, setting up the triple threat for next week. And just because I forgot to do it is... Oh, whoops. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we're just changing her gimmick. And her legendary gimmick is a poor, but it is what it is. And then post-match, they basically celebrate to cheers the crowd as it gets a 61. And yeah, that's sort of the end of that feud. Unfortunately, this might be the end for Captivation. I tried to do the whole feud with Lizzie Dumas. That didn't really work out as well as I thought it would. So there might be stuff happening in the next couple weeks as we move forward towards Starrcade that'll show, their futures. And then we're backstage with Bully Ray. In the backstage area says, for years, I've sat back and watched as Jeff Jarrett got every damn advantage this business had to offer. Let's break it down, huh? Let's go down memory lane. Let's talk about from the day you stepped in this business, Jeff. You had the golden ticket. You had the connection. You had your daddy, old Jarrett, making sure his boy got every single opportunity in Memphis, in Texas, hell, wherever he could stick you. Didn't matter if you were the best, didn't matter if you were the toughest. What mattered was that you were a damn Jarrett. And then you went up north, got your old first taste of big time, and what happened? You had everything you needed. Intercontinental title, country music gimmicks, flashy guitars, big interests, people writing songs for you, making sure you sounded good even when you weren't worth a damn. But you still failed. Over and over again, you failed every time they gave you a chance. Every time you were handed something on a silver platter, you fumbled it. So what, you ran down south back to WCW, and you weren't your way to the main event. See, because let's be honest, WCW was the place where guys like you, guys who weren't good enough, got second chances. Boos from the crowd, and then, this is the best part. When that went up flames, you found another way to keep yourself relevant. You made yourself buddy-buddy with Vince Russo, making sure you're always in the world title picture, always the center of attention. And when WCW almost died, you were making sure you were back. And what did you do? You became a horseman after years of claiming you hated Flair and all that. Because see, Jeff, you guys like you never had to struggle. You never had to fight for every scrap, every opportunity. Meanwhile, I was busting my ass, bleeding, breaking bones, killing myself to make a name in this business. Working title shots because you knew the right people. I was getting thrown through tables, taking chair shots to the skull, and grinding my way up city by city, show by show. But yet, guys like you get to stand in the spotlight, while guys like me have to claw our way to get noticed, and I took it, Jeff. I took it for years, but not anymore. We're in Memphis tonight, your old stopping ground, place where it all started for you. We're gonna have your first breaks, where people botting your family name. This is your town, huh, Jeff? Well, let me tell you something. It's not your city, in your territory. I'm going to want to end it. You might have fooled the world for years, but in that ring, nothing that matters. You're stepping in my world, and I promise you when that bell rings, I'm going to beat some respecting for you. Because Memphis may have been where it started for you, Jeff, but tonight is where it ends for Jeff, JARRET. So, good promo. 90, fun stuff. And then we have another quick video that Lizzie Dumas enters. This guy will be back next week. It's the 45 because it's just a 2-minute video. It's almost like I had nothing to do for them for a couple weeks. And then we have our big tag team match. Well, yeah, as back and forth match. Eventually, Noble takes out more on the outside. Gordy's able to hit a quick move and use the ropes for leverage to get the pin over the Cruiserweight champion. Fun match, goes 9 minutes. Noble gets an 86, Gordy gets a 64, Creek gets a 69, Moore gets a 46. Fun stuff. Wrestling rating of 66, crowd rating of 58, overall rating of 80. Creative helped out because we're in the Southeast now, so, the old overness from his Wild Side run when he was in Dev for us. But yeah, solid stuff as we continue things, as the Big Gamble creative finish was also a success. So actually, let's just say, Creed went for his finisher. Gordy got out of the way, hit his finisher, put his foot on the ropes, and then Moore went for the save. Moore went to save, but Noble took him out and locked him into submission as the pin happened. And then post-match, Gordy makes his boat motions as Creed holds the title up, and that gets a 70. Then we're backstage with Jeremy Borash, as with Jeff Jarrett. As, Borash actually asks him about what Jeff Jarrett just said. And Jeff Jarrett says, you know what, Borash? Bully, as much as I hate to say it, he's not entirely wrong. Yeah, I grew up in this business. I was just a skinny little kid barely out of high school. Rough in matches right here in Memphis, but that's the truth. And yeah, my daddy was the promoter. Well, let me tell you something what that actually meant, because I know Bully and a lot of people out there get it all twisted. You see, having Jarrett as my father didn't mean I had it easy. It didn't mean I was sitting back in some air-conditioned office waiting for my turn to be a star. What it actually meant was that every single guy in that locker room, every single guy I stepped in the ring with, saw me as a target. From another rookie to veterans, they didn't see Jeff Jarrett the wrestler, they saw the promoter's kid, and that meant every day one of them wanted to kick my ass to send a message. It meant they wanted to stretch me, break me, and humiliate me, just to see if I had the guts to come back the next day. And I took my beatings, I learned my lesson, and I earned my way up. Billy, want to talk about how you busted your ass and fought for everything? Well, so did I. The only difference, I fought through a lot of people who wanted me gone before it even started. And yeah, I'll own that I went up north. It didn't work out. Maybe I wasn't ready. Maybe I didn't fit what they wanted, but you know what? That's life. How you fall down, you get back up. And yeah, maybe I got close to a certain New York a-hole along the way, but let's be here. You and I both got plenty of experience dealing with those kinds of people. Here's the thing, Bully. Through all ups and downs, through every match, every rivalry, every damn fight I've been in, whether I had a light-up jacket, whether I was in the Horseman, whether I was standing behind Beside Vince Russo, I've always been Jeff Damn Jarrett. I've always been the guy standing for what I believe in, whether that means busting guitars over heads, whether it means fighting tradition, or even thrown inside of every suit without them control me. I've never stopped who I am, and maybe I ain't the nicest guy in the room, at least I don't pretend to be something I'm not. When I say you're busted ass Billy, I respect that, I really do. Let's not extra crap, this isn't about my past, my family, or career. This is about the fact that you can't stand that I beat you. Because a few weeks ago, I pinned you in that 4-way, and that sent you off the damn deep end. It made you snap. I guess that respect you say you want it only applies when you're the one standing tall, huh? But here we are, back in Memphis, my town. So what do you have? A good old-fashioned street fight. And you want to talk about you clawed all your way to the top with your blood, sweat, and tears, well, your time you see up in the bully. This town, this city, has had a long history of fights spilling all over these arenas, through concession stands, empty arenas, and all the rest. This place was built on blood. No holds barred fights tonight. I'm bringing one to you. You think I'm just going to let you take my place, bully? Because maybe you want to son of a bitch wrestling, but so am I. Tonight, right here in Memphis, you best be ready, because I sure as am. And when the bell rings, I'm not going to wrestle. I'm going to put on a clink. I'm coming to kick your ass. Slap nuts. 89, really good promo. Boris on reform, which I guess he stood there weirdly, but yeah, good stuff for Jarrett as he continued the feud. And then, let's see here. Yeah, I guess, I guess I shouldn't have rated, let's see here, Jerry, interesting. Oh, poor gimmick for, and more effort, Lawler. Okay, I guess what it is. Anyway, when we come back from commercial, we got everything set up, and Jerry Lawler is in the ring for the King's Court. And, big pop for Jerry since we're in Memphis. All right, Memphis, time for the next real height of Nitro, the greatest talk show in wrestling history, the King's Court. Now, I gotta say, I got a lot of guests on my show. My guest is someone special. He's a former I can't talk tonight. WCW World Champion, the winner of the Call Shot Ladder match, and he might be just the craftiest wrestler in business today. Ladies and gentlemen, Eddy Guerrero. Cue Viva Guerrero. As Eddy comes out, about 80% boos. He always gets some cheers because he's Eddy Guerrero. He gets his way to the ring. And he takes the mic and says, Memphis. It's good to be home in the King. Right, huh? And of course, when I say the King, I mean me. Now, hold on just a second, Eddy. Jerry steps in and says, last I checked, Memphis has one king, and you're looking at him, pal. Oh. Sorry, I got hiccups out of nowhere. Hopefully that won't continue. Anyway, Eddy says, no. Just, Jerry, see, you run that King Memphis thing for decades now. Let's be real, Holmes, things change, people move on. And now, this is my town, because everywhere is my town. Because I'm Eddy Guerrero. I'm a former world champion. I'm the best in the world, and I'm the holder of the cult shot. Lawler, oh, is that right? Well, maybe I could have sworn last week that you were about to get your ass kicked by Ken Anderson before you got lucky. And then you took advantage. And he's like, come on, King. Okay. And he's like, come on, King. Don't start with that. We both know Anderson got what he deserved. You see, Ken likes to run his mouth. When push comes to shove, he ain't me. I taught that punk a lesson last week. Just like I'll teach anybody a lesson who gets in my business. Instead of just running their mouth. And I was like, you funny you mentioned that. Because, can you tell me who's been calling you out? Eddy, AJ Styles. Saying you're ducking him. Saying you're afraid to prove yourself against him. And I gotta admit, Eddy, from the outside looking in, there seems he's got a point. And he's like, King, SA, I came in here thinking we're gonna have a little talk, Holmes, but now I see what's going on. You're trying to play games, trying to stir the pot. You see, I'm doing kindly, people disrespect me. And you're starting to disrespect me. And all are like, I'm just asking questions, Eddy. Well, if you're gonna let upset, maybe that means AJ was right all along. Maybe you're afraid to stand in the ring, maybe deep down, you know that AJ Styles is better than you. And then Eddy steps back, sort of smirks, and then boom, drills Lawler in the face with a forearm. As he picks up Lawler, and he's about to go for a brainbuster, but he lifts Lawler up, but a huge pop as someone pushes the barricade, and we quickly see it's AJ Styles. He tackles Eddy to the mat, and we got a big old brawl before, eventually Eddy rolls to the outside, scrambling away, and, AJ paces in the ring, motion for Eddy to get some, but Eddy steps back, as he just holds up the call shot briefcase with the boos of the crowd. So 80 for the actual King's Court part, 76 for the AJ making the save. So yeah, unfortunately, probably should have just Just not done Lawler, but it is what it is. Like, probably just a quick old promo and attack would have been done better, but it is what it is. Then we have a quick little segment as we see Misty entering SIaki's locker room, which is interesting. What the hell's going on there? And then we have our big six-man tag match, continuing some feuds, as Titus Tomko teams up the Chosen to take on America's Most Wanted and the Truth. Back and forth match. Truth, gets his spots in against Tomko. Tomko gets some power spots in. Eventually, it does look like the Truth is going to get the big win. Hits a lie detector on one of the Chosen, but Tomko makes a save, hits the big boot, sends Truth out. Things break down between the teams, and eventually Divine is able to hit a low blow, hit the Divine Intervention on James Storm. Before Chris starts to make the save, Chosen gets the pin as they get the big win here in a little over 12 minutes, under 12 minutes. Wrestling rating of 78, crowd rating of 76, overall rating of 77. Storm gets a 78, Harris gets a 79, Truth gets an 86, Tolan gets an 87, Divine gets a 66, and Tomko gets a 69. And then post-match, we got a bit of a brawl as Truth and Tomko fight. Tomko goes for the cutter outside, but Truth basically avoids it, gets out of it, hits a few big moves, and then hits the big lie detector through the table on the outside to the cheers of the crowd, as he gets a bit of a, comeback here. Bit of revenge for Tomko taking him out with the big boot a couple weeks back. And we have Revolution recap, focusing on, of course, the big main event of Judas versus AJ last week, and everything that had happened. And then, okay, yeah, that makes sense. I guess, wait, I thought brawls could go for, I thought brawls could go for 15, just not over 15. And regardless, back and forth match, falls count anywhere match. It's a street fight, but, things break down. We get a big old brawl. Bully Ray takes advantage early. Jarrett fights back. Eventually, we get the concession stand spot because we are in Memphis. Hopefully, it's slightly better than the AW version. Happened to be nothing personal, just wasn't that great. But Bully gets a few big moves in. Jarrett eventually comes back. We actually head back down to the ring because we're still don't have quite video everywhere. Jarrett hits a big stroke on a chair. Bully Ray kicks out. Bully Ray comes back, goes to Billy Bomb. Jarrett goes low to the cheers of the crowd, hits a stroke, comes in, guitar shot, and then gets a pinfall victory here on Nitro. Jarrett gets the win, wrestling rating of 88, crowd rating of 86, singing rating of 83. Jarrett gets an 83, Bully Ray gets a 94. And let me see here. Yeah. Oh, okay. I forgot this was a cinematic match. Okay, this was me doing the wrong thing as far as the match style. Okay, that's on me. Still, solid match. Not I was hoping for something a little better, but isn't the end of the world. And the post match, Jarrett celebrates to the end of the show. And cheers the Memphis crowd. And overall, this gives us an 85. So still a really good show. I was hoping for maybe a high 80s with a 90 main event, but it is what it is. Gain some popularity. No media scrum, and it is what it is. So yeah, good show. Can you slowly build to Bound for Glory for these guys? Of course, Starcade also. Trish and Lizzie will be back next week. There'll be something where they get set up. Continuing the Eddy AJ show versus show feud, building up building up the new face trio of Malia, Gail Kim, ODB. Got the triple threat match next week. Got Shelton versus Wright next week, which should be nothing else but a good match. And yeah, fun stuff. So yeah, let's see here. So we got a 85. Raw was an 80. So we had Test versus Joey Matthews, JBL defeating Chucky T, Vampiro defeated Viscera, CM Punk defeated Teddy Hart, Mahal defeated Amber James, and Batista and the Undertaker defeated Rated Arco. So good main event. Just I guess nobody really had a good match. I guess. Oh well, they are in Canada, so that may help hurt a little bit. But interesting. Lots of promos to start the show. None of them really good. So that's interesting as well. But yeah, interesting. But yeah, I'll be, let's see here, what male? Bully. He doesn't even wrestle anymore, okay? Alright, I'll be back in just a second, at least for you guys, with Revolution. And welcome everybody to Revolution live from Lafayette, Louisiana, in front of a little over 12,000 people. And we start out basically with O'Hare and Jindrak coming out to the ring and, saying, we want to get this over right now. So send those two losers out to get their ass kicked because we are ready for a fight and we already proved why we're the tag team champions. So Angle, Tony, get out here so we can spend the rest of the night celebrating after we kick your ass. Cue Angle and Santarelli running out of the ring and the brawl is on. 77 for the O'Hare and Jindrak promo. Fight gets a 78 and the match is on. And back and forth match. Basically, thrillers, get back and forth. Santarelli and Angle. Right, I forgot they don't have chemistry, even though they had chemistry before, or they have bed chemistry, so that's something I might remove, even though the reasons why we don't have to quite worry about this anymore after tonight. But basically, back and forth match, Angle, of course, gets the spots in with the German suplexes, hits an Angle slam in the middle of the match, almost for the pinfall. O'Hare comes back. O'Hare and Jindrak, beat down Angle. Santarelli eventually gets tagged in as the underdog hot babyface tag, but he gets ran through as well. Eventually, things break down. Angle gets taken out by O'Hare on the outside. Jindrak drills Santarelli with the tag titles. And 1, 2, 3, Jindrak and O'Hare hold on to the tag belts. This gets an 81. Wrestling rating of 72, crowd rating of 75, 81 segment rating. Jindrak gets a 76, O'Hare gets a 77, Angle gets a 87, Santarelli gets a 49. And the chance to get out of dodge before Santarelli now basically, recover. 75. Then we go backstage where Amy Weber is with Matt Sydal. And, Amy Weber basically asks Sydal about his match tonight against, Ray Leppan. And, Sydal's like, Amy, my mindset is the same as always been. Focused, determined, ready to go. People like Ray Leppan, they talk a big game. They walk around acting like they deserve something just because they say so. But me, I work. I grind. I spent my entire career proving people wrong. Tonight's going to be no different. This title means everything to me. This is about just winning a belt. It's about proving I belong at the top of World Championship Wrestling. I've already held the TV title. I've been a tag team champion with one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, Henry Jr., and now I'm standing here as the U.S. champion. But every single time, people think I'm just a placeholder, so I'm stepping on to get to the next guy. Tonight I'm going to prove I'm nobody's stepping stone. Leppan wants his championship. They made ready for the fight of his life tonight. I'm just not taking the title. I'm defending everything I've built. I'm proving why I deserve to be standing here. And when those settles, Ray Leppan is going to find out I don't survive, I thrive. A decent little promo setting up the main event later tonight. Sydal's not a great promo guy, but solid stuff here to start out with. Then we're backstage as AJ Styles is in his locker room, still fuming mad over what happened at Nitro. And Jay Long comes in and says, Playa, I know you're fired up right now, but I just got from Bischoff what you told me that Arcade and Nitro. I can't have that. There's a brand split for a reason, and you gotta respect that, Playa. And AJ's like, respect it? Respect it, Teddy? Are you serious? You're not about respecting Playa when Guerrero showed up here first. He's the one who got involved in my match. He's the one who's ducking me, running his mouth, and playing games, so can you sit back and let that happen? And he's like, look, I get it. I do. But AJ gotta see, my hands are tied. If Bischoff wants to push this, you'd be looking at a suspension or worse. I don't have to do Playa. Just not because I need you on the show, but for your own good. And he's like, so what? I'm just supposed to sit back and do nothing? Well, Eddy gets away with everything. That's not how it works, Eddy. He wants to play dirty, I'll play dirty. I'm going to sit around and let him dictate my career. I'm the face that runs this place. Whether it's Nitro or Evolution, sooner or later, I'm going to get my hands on Eddy Guerrero. And when I do, he's going to wish he never came after me. A 65, just a little, quick, backstage stuff. And then we're back from commercial, basically, with Celine Cartier backstage with the European Disunion. And Celine's like, look, I don't like this any more than you do. But tonight we're going to make sure that Angel Fox gets a face of what's coming to them at Halloween Havoc. Because the last thing you need is her walking into that match with some confidence. And he was like, let me be clear, Cartier, I do not like you. I do not trust you. I make no mistake. I do not consider you my ally. But I do consider you obstacle because sooner or later I will be coming for that title you hold so dearly. And Celine's like, oh, I don't doubt that for a second. But tonight's about me. Tonight's about making sure that Fox and Lawler doesn't get away winning back those belts. And my advice, you better make sure you don't let her. And, because tonight we work together, nothing more, nothing less. Those tech belts are going back to European Disunion. You just need to stay out of our way, Cartier. And Cartier sort of adjusts to win the championship and says, Cartier, you do your job, I'll do mine. Just expect me to carry you. And Kalt sort of clenches her jaw, and there's some tension as we, move on to the match later tonight. And then we have Don Frye destroying Brett Major up from our death head in 3 minutes with a crossarm breaker. Probably this should have just even gone shorter, but Frye destroys Major. Wrestling rating of 47, crowd rating of 44, Singer rating of 49, Frye gets a 64, Major gets a 30. Nothing fancy here. And then what happens is, Rob Van Dam comes in for the attack on Don Frye as Heyman cheers him on. Frye comes behind, hits a Van Damator, hits a rolling thunder with a chair, goes up top for the 5-star frog splash. Frye rolls away, and then, grabs Heyman, blocks him in a rear naked choke until WC officials break him apart. And there's a big old stare down as things end as the announcers put over it's on Frye versus RVD at Halloween Havoc, which I think I've booked. Okay, yeah. Yeah, tag match is booked. This is booked. Cartier versus Lawler is booked. Frye versus Van Dam, WarGames, Mies. Okay, yeah. So this gets an 80, so not bad. 84 for the actual RVD attack, and then Frye choking out Payman gets a 76 for an overall of the 80. Oops. And then we're backstage with Joanie Laurer and Angel Fox. As, Joanie says to Angel Fox that basically, Angel, respect for what you've done in this division. You're a Hell of a Women's Champion, and you got tooth and nail on everything you got. But right now, my focus on one thing: seeing Cartier in that Women's World Championship. She thinks she's untouchable. Thinks she's reinvented herself a little bit, and now she's better than me. Not at Halloween Havoc. She's going to find out firsthand why I'm the evolution of Revolution. And Angel's like, I hear you, Joanie, and trust me, I'll be right there, make sure your Disunion don't screw you over. But let me be real with you. Whether you or Cartier walk out with that title Halloween Havoc, I want my shot eventually. I didn't come back here to sit on the sidelines. I teamed up with Alexander to remind everybody why I was one of the best women's champions this company ever had. And sooner or later, I'm going to be in that ring. And I don't care whether it's against you or Celine Cartier. I'm going to try to get back to the top. And Jordan's like, fine, stay hungry, but you hope Celine walks out of Havoc as champ. Because I'm the one holding a title, you might regret asking for a shot. 74, not bad. Look at baby faces get to, get along. Heels, not so much. And then we have a very goofy segment, as basically we have Amy Weber with Austin Aries. And, Austin Aries says, about time the show got around to spotlighting the next big thing. The future of the Cruiserweight division, the future of Revolution. You see, some guys have to grind for years, scratch and claw and get a little recognition, but not me. Because when you're this good, when you're this talented, the world takes notice. I'm just not a wrestler, I'm a shooting star, a once-in-a-generation talent, and I should finally get the spotlight, and that's what I deserve. And then Ray Jr. comes in as, come on, Aries, I have enough of this crap. I'm sick and tired of you getting involved in my business. I've had enough of you getting involved in what you shouldn't be. Jumping in my back is turned, running your mouth like you're some kind of untouchable superstar, trying to use my name to get higher up on the card. And they're like, oh, wow, Ray Jr. is such a family. Look, I get it. Used to be the top dog around here, the legendary underdog. Let's be honest, man, your time has passed. I'm the future. You're already a nostalgia act. And Ray, you want to hear that? Fine. I already talked to Eddie Long, Halloween Havoc. It's me and you, one-on-one. And they're like, oh, great. I get to beat Rey Mysterio and Halloween Havoc. Manager's Mania Night. But listen, Ray, don't be upset when I make you look like the old man in front of everybody. And then before Ray can fire back, in walks Cash, who says, hold up, let me get this straight. Teddy Long's handing out Halloween Havoc matches like Halloween candy now? So I'm not on the card, are you kidding me? I'm one of the biggest stars in WCW. I should be getting a match at Havoc, not this loser. And Ray's like, get over yourself, Cash. You haven't done anything to deserve a match. Cash, that's rich from you, face it. Your husband, Harry's, I don't think I've forgotten about you. You're a punk that's even lucky to be here. There's, ooh, Cash is upset. What's the matter? Feeling left out? And then Chavo Guerrero walks in, who says, listen, you go at it is like being stuck in a classroom. Aries, you're a cocky little punk, doesn't want to shut up. And Cash, you cry more than baby's lost his bottle. But you see, I'm another Guerrero in this company who's not afraid to run people while my family runs wrestling. And Cash is like, oh yeah, what have you done lately? And then in walks Jay Long. He's like, okay, play us. Every single week I get to deal with guys trying to talk to win the matches. Let me break it down for you. Rey Mysterio Jr. versus Austin Aries. That's where I locked in for Halloween Havoc. Cash, I hear you, man. You want a match? Fine. Chavo, you're talking big. So Halloween Havoc's going to be Kid Cash versus, not Cash, just Chas, versus Chavo Guerrero. We all show you to get in each other's faces right now. I'm going to get a tag match for next week. Austin Aries and Cash versus Rey Mysterio Jr. and Chavo Guerrero. Let's see if you all can keep your hands off each other until then. And there's a bit of stare down. And there we go. So this gets a 64 overall. Weber with Aries gets a 62. Ray Jr. interrupting gets a 61. Cash interrupting Ray and Austin gets a Ray Jr. and Austin Aries gets a 62. Then Chavo coming in and Teddy making matches gets a 66 for an overall of 64. Because yeah, these guys aren't the best promo guys, but they're solid, and we set things up for the pay-per-view, which I should officially do here since the matches have been made. So yeah, this has been bubbling under the last couple weeks. And also, this has been sort of a thing. Both of these matches are one of those things where, like, if I had more TV time, I could probably expand on them a bit more, but they're sort of like stuck in the same place. Anyway, we move on here on Revolution. As we have Keon Chaos destroy each other in 49 seconds with the back fist of doom. Person rating of 49, crowd rating of 37, Sigma rating of 47. Chaos gets a 55, Freezer gets a 42. Yeah, just a complete squash here. Just, continuing the build-up of her. And then post-match, of course, we get the beatdown continued. And then we're backstage as basically, Angle and Santarelli are upset over what happened at the tag title match. Angle tries to sort of like, Keenan basically tries to like calm him down. Um, but there's WarGames in a couple weeks, and he'll get pissed off and reckless. We're screwed. And Paul Heyman's like, you guys had a hell of a match tonight, but when it's our time, we'll get in there and take those tag titles off of her and Jindrak. That makes Santarelli a little bit upset and says, "Oh, is that right?" Just like that, no offense. But we were this close to beating them, and me and Kurt get in there, and when those off those titles off of O'Hare and Jindrak, we get another shot. And Jack is like, "Look, we're not waltzing anywhere. We fly in, we land hard, and we take what we want." And Angles then breaks it up and says, "All right, stop. We got all the same goals, beating the crap out of the Thrillers. If we're already at each other's throats now, what's gonna happen when we step in the WarGames?" Kane's like, "Angles right. Look, it's time for WarGames. Afterwards, it's all on whoever wants the tag belts. If you want to face off, that's fine. But we got to get in there and prove the Thrillers why they don't run this show. This is the show for the fans, and we're in charge of Revolution, not the damn Thrillers." 80, not bad. Especially since I basically rated most people. And then, yeah. Keenan Sharpe's music hits, and he comes down to the ring, and he says, "All will walk the path. You can fight it. You can resist. You can touch up the life you lived. The choices you made have led you to something greater, but deep down you know the truth. You know the world around you is broken, the system you trust is built to fail you, that every time you think you're in control, reality slaps you in the face and reminds you you're not. But there is a way, a path forward, a better way free from the expectations, the failures, and the disappointments that weigh you down. Booker T, come out here, my friend, and it's time for you to finally listen." Booker's music hits, and he comes down to the ring, obviously pissed after what happened last week and what's happening for the past few weeks with Keenan Sharpe. And Booker's like, "I am sick and tired of hearing you run your damn mouth with all this path nonsense. I don't need no path. I don't need you trying to tell me who I am or where I belong. I know exactly who I am. I am Booker T. I'm a six-time World Heavyweight Champion, and I've fought the best in this business. I don't need no stand-up sermons to get there. You're telling me I'm lost, that I need to walk the path behind you? The hell have you done to tell me anything about my career?" And Keenan's like, "Oh, Booker, so much anger, so much resistance. You say to me that you need the path, but yet you follow. You came when I called. Why? Because you know deep down that the world has left you behind. Your time has passed, Booker. The world that you once ruled has changed, and you've been left scrambling to hold on to anything that makes you feel relevant again. Because I understand that. Change is terrifying. We don't have to be afraid. I can help you. You just have to do one simple thing. Admit that I am above you, that I am your superior, that I am this new leader of this new era, that you will walk the path behind me." And Booker's like, "Let me tell you something, you creepy, self-righteous little punk. Ain't no damn way on this planet or any other that I have to bow down to you, like some kind of prophet, like he's some vision. Man, you know when it's a game artist. It's not a big game, but at the end of the day, he was a dude trying to use people, trying to make them believe something that ain't even real." And Sharpe, that's fine. You don't understand? That's okay, because I will make you see the truth, Booker. Halloween Havoc, I don't want a match with you. I want to break you. I don't want to take everything that you think you are and strip it away until there's nothing left, until all you can do is accept the path. That's why I'm challenging you to a last man standing match. No excuses, no rules, just you and me and the undeniable truth. And when you can't stand anymore, when your broken body fails you, when your spirit fails you, you will understand. You will accept me, and you will walk the path. Looks like, Zeka, you want me one-on-one in a last man standing match, Halloween Havoc? That's the first damn true you said all damn night. And boom, the brawl is on. And, Sharpe tumbles back, takes the mic and says, Very good. Let the anger consume you, Booker. The more you fight, the more you prove me right. So 74 for this. Unfortunately, Booker's not the greatest anymore at promos. Sharpe, gets 72. Sharpe gets Sharpe in ring gets 72. Sharpe during the challenge gets an 80. Booker responding gets a 71. 74 still not bad. And then we see a quick little video of basically the Thrillers backstage leaving the arena. And, and we basically we see like the camera hiding. And, one was like, all right, we played it long enough. WarGames are being a playground. Before we even get there, we're going to send a message. Dice Havoc, you know what to do. I don't want them beat them. I want them broken. And when you're done, they better not be getting back up. And then we see Plumbo notice the camera and say, hey, who the hell? And, feed cut the static, and there you go. We have our big women's tag match, which is actually a really good match. Jesus, Nikita Kalt's really good. Back and forth match. Fun stuff. We actually, we see Music and Malia Hosaka try to interfere against Angel Fox, but All Out Alexander comes in and break things up. And then, that gets Nikita and Angel Fox more involved on the outside. But with nowhere to go, Celine Cartier tries to go for the Swiss Leve. Lawler blocks it. Big boot. Lariat. Powerbomb. 1, 2, 3. Joanie Laurer has just pinned the Women's World Champion a few weeks out from Halloween Havoc. Wrestling rating of 80, crowd rating of 75, overall rating of 78. And then post-match, as the teams are brawling, in comes Alexa Blight and LA Danger. We had a big old three-way brawl as we go to commercial. Oof, okay, yeah, this actually hurt. Probably should have expected this, because these guys are not exactly promo guys. But I risk it, not the end of the world or anything. Honestly, I was going to have this end the show, so this is actually better that, I found out now. Anyway, regardless, we move forward as Monty Brown comes down to the ring to a big heel pop. And he's getting some crowd pop because he's a badass. And Monty Brown, holds up the title and says, oh man, look at all my people here tonight. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about last week. Let's talk about what happened when the so-called monster Juice Mesias got up after the pounce. Yeah, you all said, helmet, it was impressive. He's got it with the biggest, baddest move in professional wrestling. And he sat up. Let's be real about something. Twice now. Twice he's been helped to get where he is. First, we have him to get through out of his match, and then last week, Eddy comes out and gives Mesias an assist. So tell me, Judas, how does it make you feel, huh? How does it feel knowing that you need some help to get here? Because me, I need help to get this belt. I didn't need any assist to whip Goldberg's ass. I didn't need any assist to run down AJ Styles and be the champion. I did it all on my own. I did it in the Serengeti. My Serengeti were only the strong survive. Let me tell you something, Mesias. When you step in the ring, Halloween Havoc, ain't nobody coming to save you. Eddie's not from the barricade, but I'm never going to show up for you. You're going to be in the ring all by yourself with me, and we all know that ended for the last time in the Sunday Death Match. It was you laid out in the dirt while I stood towel, still the king of the Serengeti, still the baddest man on the planet, and Halloween Havoc, history is going to repeat itself. And you know why? Because you are going to break back in the ground where you belong. Then cue Judas Mesias music, and he comes down to the ring. He says, Monty Brown, last week I saw something I'm used to seeing, but never before from you. I saw fear. And Monty's like, boy, you think you're worse that I'm scared. Just that you are scared. You're afraid to get, because I set up. You're afraid because you hit me with your best shot, and I laugh in your face. You fear because you've never faced anything like me before. Men like you, when you think you're invincible, they all say things before they fall. They tell themselves they're the strongest. They are the biggest. Nobody can stop them. But they all have one thing in common. They all fall. And Brown's like, let me tell you something, freak. I don't give a damn what your mind games. I don't care your spooky lights, your weird ass whispers, whatever nonsense you got going on. All I care about is you know that ring 1-on-1 and beating your ass just like I did before. And just you cannot stop the inevitable. Monty and Halloween Havoc, your reign ends. Oh, Halloween Havoc, Monty says? No, you get it twisted. Halloween Havoc, your career ends because you're the most devastating move in professional wrestling. You think you're scary, you think you're dangerous. Let me tell you something. We step in the Serengeti, you ain't scary, you're just another victim, and Halloween Havoc, you're going to feel the pounce. And then boom, headbutt from Mesias, big old brawl, and eventually everybody, basically every officials can break it apart as the announcers hype up the big world title match coming up at Halloween Havoc. So like I said, 76, Monty gets a 71, Judas gets 73, Pull-Apart gets an 81, so that's good. Monty unfortunately rolled badly, which is probably on me as well. So yeah, I mean, not terrible or anything, but not as hopeful as I expected. there anything really bad about this? Yeah, just a bad commentary role, and yeah. So then we're basically backstage with the baby faces. Then Cookie comes in, ring saying something's wrong. Everybody heads out to the parking lot, and that's where we see various officials over a car. Then we zoom in and see that Tony Santarelli has been sent through the windshield of the car, and we see him busted open. And everybody's pissed, obviously thinking the Thrillers did it. And yeah, Tony Santarelli has been taken out, sent through a window. Cookie Only Boys gets 71, Penny the Sparkle gets 73, and Santarelli taken out gets a 74. Did I basically do this to be able to do replacement for Santarelli? Well, making it make sense, maybe. But yeah, fun stuff. 73. Oof. Okay, this is unfortunate. So I was hoping for like a mid to high 80s for this, but unfortunately they got the bad psychology note. Was there anything else going on with this match? Low experience for commentary, but that's it. Sydal, okay, wrestling too much, but like yeah. I mean, still like a really good match, like really solid match, but back and forth match. But Mike Sydal goes for the 450 late. Leppan gets his knees up. Leppan takes advantage, hits a couple quick moves in a row, hits a does a little bit of heel cheatering, but in the end, he hits the international incident and gets a pinfall basically clean right in the middle of the ring and becomes your new U.S. champion. Wrestling rating of 83, crowd rating of 74, overall rating of 82. Sydal gets a 76, Leppan gets a 90. And the show ends with Leppan holding up the belt to the boos of the crowd. This gets a 75, and the overall, the show itself gets an 81. Okay. So yeah, again, no like real standout angle, unfortunately. The stuff I was hoping on, the Sharpe Booker and the Mesias Monty Brown stuff, did not quite as do as well as I wanted. So we still had some improvements, but yeah. I mean, part of it, ironically, is I've got like guys like Keenan, Angle, even Palumbo, sort of like in that one feud, and they're like not doing a ton of like promo stuff. Ironically, like since we're like sort of doing like the final build to WarGames, like it's sort of goofy, but like they're not really doing that much as part of promo work. I mean, you're not wrong, which is it's just funny, but yeah. So yeah, let me see here. Pre-booking. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I feel like there's 2 more matches that I'm totally forgetting. Cash and Chavo, Booker and Sharpe. Right, last 2 matches will be booked up next week, so that's fine. You can probably guess what they will be. Yeah, so there we go. Storyline wise, well, first, titles wise, that's teams, not titles. You're now 2-time champions, Ray Leppan. Only 24-day reign for Sydal, but that's unfortunate, but it'll happen. But yeah, storyline wise, as we're looking here, we have a monster arriving is at a little cold. Against the darkness is a little cold. Caffeine Nitro is cold. Chosen Wanted is hot. Lack of respect is very hot. Missy Maverick's hot. Opposites fight is a little cold. Respect and tradition is very hot. Truth gets a boot is hot. Cash or carry is hot. Darkness and light is hot. Enlightenment is hot. Evolution on Revolution is hot. Fanny Horizons is very hot. Kill the Rays hot. Mercenary Moves is hot. Threat Angle is hot. Who They Think They Are is hot. And the US title mess is hot. So nothing like super hot. I guess so that makes like this our hottest feud, which makes sense considering the whole Brainbuster last week and everything. But yeah, still good stuff. So if we look at what Raw's up to, Raw had Test defeating Joey Matthews, whole bunch of promos. Gladiator, Juvie Juice and David Flair defeating Devon Du Bois, Sandman and Maven in 73. JBL defeating Chucky T in 74. Vampiro defeating Viscera in 72. CM Punk defeating Teddy Hart in 82. Oh, right, I already showed you the guys. Sorry, I'm a moron. I'm bad. We did have some interesting... Yeah, I didn't notice this. So Foley, locker room leader. Michaels is head road agent. Jack is senior referee. So, okay, nothing that fancy. Anyway. SmackDown. SmackDown had Carnage Carnival defeating Tony Maluke. Rikishi and Justice defeating Samoan Gangster Party. Jackie Day and Veronica Vane defeated Jamie Keys and Beth Phoenix in a 69. Scott Steiner defeated Albert in an 81. Christian defeated Billy Gunn in an 83. Benoit defeated Skyfall Kate Lyon by DQ. And Mark Henry, Shawn Michaels, and Brock Lesnar defeated the Cream Team of Rhino, Big Show, and All Money, Aaron Cartwright. So there we go. That's that. If we look at Impact, where are you? Right. So yeah, their post-rebellion show had Carson Sid defeating Buff Bagwell, the Architects defeating Jesus Castillo and Keishin Sushi. So getting that push. Hulk Hogan versus Dolph Ziggler. Lex Luger defeated Al Snow. Parasana versus Roadkill. Hellraiser defeated Derek Sparrow. Interesting stuff there. And then if we look at our Dev Fed, NWA Wildside had the TV show, only to beat Matt Morgan. Matt Morgan still has a little while to go. Cat Talk for Brett Major. Brett Major, still going to be just fodder for the moment. And Paul Burchill defeated Lazarus. Burchill also has a wait. Matt Morgan defeated Sanjay Dutt. Paul Burchill defeated Elijah Burke. TJ Perkins defeated Brett Major. Hot Stuff Hernandez defeated Duarte. Hernandez is close. Ironically, so is Duarte. But, Duarte is a regen, and he's, a decent, he has decent stats, but not, a ton. He's also only 200 pounds. So, yeah, I'd have to, figure something out for him. Danielson, Sexton, Phoenix. Danielson's obviously ready. I just need the right moment for him. Then if we look at American Wrestling Queens, our last weekly show had Annette Blanchard, Malia Hosaka, and Catherine Mendoza defeat Sarah Del Rey. Ashley Lane to reach the Biggers. Malia is obviously great, but she's down here to just to train people. Amos Sakura defeat Tracy Taylor, and he's also great, but again, yeah. I might bring her up eventually. I just need to figure out the right moment for her. Michelle McCool defeated Josie. And Bush Perez is still your AW champion with a 58. Oops, that's GSQ. HWA, not really a ton here. Matt Striker is still at the top. Throther is still around. Trinavari still doing stuff versus Regens. Savio Vega's here for some reason. Sure. OVW is OVW. And if we look around the rest of the wrestling world, if we go back to last, okay, so there's Revolution. So, MLW had a big show. Mark Mero and Jerry Lynn was the main event. Marcus Miltic defeated Don Harris. Kevin Northcutt and Violent J are still your tag champions. Charlie Haas was there. He's somebody who might be somebody to take a look at eventually. Chick Fight, again, this is a state of the women's indie wrestling, which already wasn't great in 2006. Now that we have a decent division, and so does WWE, yeah, it's not pretty. Mr. Belmont versus Simply Luscious, Trinity and Lenora Negra versus Jetta and Tanny Mouse, Patty Apache versus Lorelei Lee, fun stuff. Let's see here. We had Destruction of Integrity 3. We had Shannon Moore versus Jolly Roger. Justin Idol versus a whole bunch of Jakar guys. Doug Bastion versus Vito Tomaselli. Flash and David Young versus Cologne and John Walters to retain the tag titles. Ballard, Militech, and Ice Train defeated Darling, Spike McKenzie, and Logan Kane. Saturn and Striker defeated Bateman and Mozart Fontaine. Then Jerry Lynn defeated De Niro, John Phoenix, and Mark Mero in a four-way for the title. They're actually not doing terrible, but it's a very weird world. GSQ had a big show. Peter Williams was in the main event. Some guy was in the semi-main event. Yeah, that's about it. BJW had a big show. Suzuki vs. Hodman was the main event. Tenryu was in a barbed wire match. Sure. And that, I believe, is it. Oh, okay. Emperor had a big show with a very weird name. Shibata versus Hidaka was the main event in 83. Guzman versus Nishida was the semi-main. Suzuki teamed up with Zay Suzuki, defeat Gold Cholier and Gato. And yeah, that's where we are. So, that is it for now. So again, not gonna promise anything as far as schedule, to be perfectly honest. But the next big, next will be Havoc, and then, next show will be the go-home shows for Havoc, then Havoc, then on Bound for Glory, then Starrcade. But yeah, that's all for now. So if you enjoyed this, go and give it a like, comment below what you're liking and not liking, and of course, subscribe to the channel for at least this series, if nothing else. That's all for now, so talk later, and adios.